Hello again, welcome back to Let's Play Master of Orion. Sakkra episode 10 and 2375. Time to finish up the first century of the game here. I do believe I have all of the technical issues sorted out. We'll soon find out, see how this works. But I think that's done, and hopefully we can move on from that little hiccup. Okay, let's see where we are. Obviously still getting our butts handed to us by the Bulrathi, which is the only race we've met. Still got a trade deal with them. Not worth doing any spying yet. And all 4 planets except for FICO are maxed out, and FICO's close. Ready to do just a bit more spending on the industry there. Technology is obviously the big focus right now. It was suggested to crash the planetology and propulsion. I'm not ready to do that, simply because we are going to need everything. And it would get us to the next couple advances there, maybe be able to move out faster, colonize more. But, we're in a tough spot. There's an argument to be made for that. I just don't think, in the long term, we're going to need both. By both, I mean the landings, the additional range, and the things coming from the other categories. So we're going to be getting the terraforming soon, and that should let us know if we're going to get radiated landings. And if we don't, this is basically over. So let's see what is in store here. We're going to need some luck, that's for sure. Interesting. Somebody else has expanded, and we have our first council vote. Granite of the Silicoids and Smirch of the Bulrathi. Yes, those do seem to be the ones the quickest. 29 votes. Granite has 7. The Alkari have 2, they're on the sidelines. Also 7 for the Bulrathi, so it looks like power pair is pretty much evenly matched. The Mershon are that big also, wow. And they're joining the Silicoids. And so is the Meklar joining the Silicoids. So nobody seems to like the Bulrathi much. And we have 3. So it appears to be we've got a really big division between the haves and the have-nots. We've got the Bulrathi, Silicoid, and Mershon. They're the strong ones. We've got the Alkari, Meklar, and ourselves, who are weak. So we are definitely a second tier right now. We're going to abstain. 3 votes from winning. Granted, with the early lead. Of course, that's literally perfect timing to get the first council vote, because we're going to have almost a full quarter century now. We've got over 20 years to sort of prepare for the next one, although there isn't much preparing to do in any case. Yeah, let's keep the factories going there. And tech slowly going up, but still not getting it yet. I still want to keep somewhat more. I'm pretty sure we're good on all the other planets. Yeah, I don't think I need any more into the reserve. I'm going to pull that out of Zoctan. That at least can boost the research a little bit. I think I want to get one more base up on FICO for now. Any time now would be good. Yeah, let's pull back our spending. It's about right, but I want to put a little more into industry. Make sure we stay up on that. And then just gonna, I don't normally do research on rich planets, but we've got an exception here. And there's our terraforming. I'll set that manually, of course. Crap. Well, it does not appear that we have the radiated landings. So, yeah. Probably pretty screwed here. I'm going to go grab the biotoxin antidote. Definitely want to go with terraforming first. I forget exactly how much per. Yep, 4 BC each, 120 overall. Take everything Hyades has, and that won't be enough. So we're going to spend a lot on this. But anything we can do to boost the economy. All right. Now we're just going to let the growth happen and add in whatever we need to. Got to remember where I'm at on industrial. Yeah, 8. 8 per factory. Add in whatever we need to max out our factories each year. That just requires a little bit of math at each system, and this is where it gets a little tedious. With the with going through each turn. Need pretty much everything in there to get caught up for Sisla. Hyades needs another 5 increase, which is 20. There we go. Yep. Should be able to finish it off right there. Pour everything in there too. It's going to take about 230 to get the factories back up equal to the population now on Zoctan. FICO did about half of the terraforming, needs another half, about 60 So yeah, there's not going to be much left here. But after this year, we can funnel it back into building the factories. Now I can start getting back into the research business because I don't need nearly as much investment in the factories to keep up. The octane will still need some work. Need just over 90 here. There we go. FICO is now maxed out. Terraforming maxed out rather, and can move back in just to working on the factories, which will not take a whole lot, of course, because of being a rich planet. Okay, and this will get a little less fiddly after a while, but for now, what? Trying to figure out some vaguely useful long-term strategy. And if we're not going to be able to make use of the radiated systems, I think we really do have to throw the book at propulsion. I mean, there's basically no chance at this point, but whatever chance there is, I want to leave a decent amount of computers because of the robotics, but I'm going to pull back to a fairly minimal amount some of the other fields. It's not going to be a total crash program, but until we get some better range and can get some ships out further, definitely going to focus in on the propulsion. And frankly, I don't think it's going to do any good. No Rigel is occupied here. I haven't been able to get out to these other ones. But there's little choice. So it's got to be done. Shift 1 recon over there. Let's make sure they're all in the places that we're going to want them. Is there any reason to move any off of there? I don't really think there is. If we do get extended range, what it's going to give us is these two planets. And probably would have been better when planetology comes back around again. I'll got to grab the toxic just so any particular planet I can get to, I'll be able to land on. But boy, is that brutal. These are going to shift up and down, of course, every year until we get finished with the build-up, but it does gradually get a bit easier. The sort of the micromanagement here. When you're in a, especially when you're, always a good idea, but when you're in a situation like this, where sort of everything is against us early, making the most of every opportunity to improve is obviously a must. Yeah, we got plenty of factories there for right now. Up over 500 research a year. So, see what that does to our propulsion here. Sisla is getting close. Hyades, of course, being a hostile environment, growing much slower. So there's some years like this one, we've got almost enough factories for the next year, so we can just back off quite a bit. Zoctan also closing in. And FICO just needing that little bit every year. $23.84. I'm going to check on our trade agreement since our economy is growing. Hail, mighty Emperor Sauron, I bear greetings from the most wise Smirch of the Bulrathi. Yeah, we can increase it by half. Not really worth it at this point. Actually, let's try a tech exchange. That definitely interests me. Sure. I almost never do tech exchanges, but any little bit of range we can get right now, worth its price in gold. Yeah, I'll do that one little thing of spying now that we're under 10 years there. Let's see what they're... I keep forgetting to check on things. Xenophobic ecologist, that's right. Okay. So, with 8 parsecs range, I can reach one more system. Yep. Which is almost certainly taken, but you don't know till you go there. At least it'll give us that little bit more information. Did I screw something up? It's 8 parsecs from the nearest colony. We have range 5. I should be able to... It's probably going to wait a year before it actually gives me the ability to go there. I think that's what's going on here. Like, it'll take a year to update my ships with the new fuel cells or whatever, BS explanation. Looks like we're good on factories for a year here. We'll just want a bit from FICO. Now, well, let me go there. It really should. Yep. It's going to be a 7-year journey. And honestly, I don't see any reason to not to send almost all of the recons there. Because it's not like they're anywhere else I'm going to need them to go. So, here is hoping, against hope, that a yellow star this late in the game has not been claimed. Continuing to increase, we've got a positive trade balance now. Once we max out again, I'll see if we can boost our trade with Borathi. Definitely need some more into here now. Research now over 600. We'll be getting propulsion anytime now. And force fields, yeah, personal deflectors. Not that interested in those, but they are coming. Starting to get some progress on robotics. Going nowhere on the antidote right now. Sisla has maxed out factories again, and colonists. So that's something. Zoctan is close, not quite there yet though. And there's our inertial stabilizer, which doesn't really matter so much for its own purposes. Yes, definitely want that. Range 7. Now, we would still have to put reserve tanks on any colony ship we might build, even if we get this. But will let us scout out further. Still don't think I can afford to put any more in there. That's going to be quite a bit. We're going to keep accelerating some on the research here. And we can see the continued impact of the trade. Sisla up 3 production compared to a year ago just for that purpose. Got a positive 19 there now. Time to finish up. Oh, Zoctan's factories are finished up. Excellent. Forgot about Hyades here. Want to keep that right where it is. Of course, if we get the answer that I think we're going to get, which is that that's already taken, a lot of this isn't really going to matter, but I think I want to send one recon up there, just in case I want to slide this direction in the future. It might be a little faster. I've got... Yeah, okay, it's not showing the rest of them with that. There's actually 5 of them there. I think everything is set as far as those go. We've got several recons. I'm not going to need more than that unless we can settle something, in which case I can build them then. So another interesting thing is with all the propulsion stuff, we have yet to hit another option for improving our speed, which will also be nice to get out there faster. Of course, this is probably all not really going to matter a whole lot, but we'll get, depending on what the next computer tech is, probably take some out of that and slap that in propulsion too as soon as we get the robotics upgrade. Brain not working quite right for a minute there, figuring out how much I need to put in here. Personal deflectors. Definitely going to snag the planetary shield, as always. So the only one that's prototyping now is the robotics, which will set off another round of factory building. Yeah, I really just need a... Sisla and Zoctan can run themselves. I just need to keep Hyades and FICO properly oriented here. And that will not take it. Just habit, clicking next planet, or hitting the hotkey for next planet, rather F2. That's not what I want to do here. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. That's a bad joke. Silicoid Empire has 17 races. They're just blowing up on the other side of the galaxy. See how much further we have. We've got 2 years to get there. The one recon here, the second one's going to be there in 3 years. Don't know that there's a whole lot else to do. What year do we have? Yeah, 17 planets and 90 years. Not bad. Not bad. The Bullrathi keep, pumping out throughout this area. I mean, as fast as everybody's expanding, the chances of me finding something over here, you know, yeah, it's not happening. But what else is there to try at this point? One more year till we are given the bad news, presumed bad news, when the recons arrive. Hyades is good for another year. Down to FICO, please. Yep, the Alkaris are here. Well, what do they have? Ah, this is Altair. This is the Alkari homeworld. And these are robotics. Battle Computer 3 or Space Scanner. I'm going to go with the scanner. Just keep moving forward. It's the only forward moving option. Okay. So, where do I want to send these guys? We know that's taken. We know that's taken. Yeah, I'll just send them back here. Probably going to split them up after that. But, yeah, so this is Rigel. This is Altair, home of the Alkari. So, we did in fact start with a homeworld here, and the Meklar maybe here or here. Probably one of these two, as they floated around. They probably picked up a couple of these planets, floated around over here a couple times. I do believe that we're pretty much out of options at this point. I mean, it's hard to find even something that you can try to do that's going to be useful, and that's a rare thing for me in Master of Orion, but it's where we are. So, going to want to jam everything we can into the factories here. Going to keep a little bit in research on Hyades, and everybody else is just going to max. That's, of course, just to keep from losing research. FICO here, going to max out soon already. Probably not there yet, though. Looks like it does have enough to finish up. So then I can pull the rest of that out on Hyades. And there's really nothing to do but keep going here. Now we're starting to max out. Zoctan, Sisla, both at their peak. Heidi's about to get there. Up over 1,000 research. That helps. Yeah, and I am going to bump now out of computers. Take a bit more out of each of those. Still keep some in them. But we got to ram that that range through, even though I don't think it's going to matter. But we can explore, maybe find some hostile planets in here if we're really, really lucky. FICO's now the only system still building up, and not by much. And we have reached the end of the first century. Let's take another look at our hopeless position. Smirching granite again. Wow, that's a lot. I mean, was 29 votes, now it's up to 45. The galaxy is blowing up, except that we're not part of it. Granted, nearly doubling the silicoid population in 25 years, from 7 to 12. The Alkari's got that fence pole out of their butt, voting for the Bulrathi, but they matter even less than we do. Good heavens, the Bulrathi 7 to 13. Neither one of them has veto power, though. Mershans bump up a little bit. They're definitely... They're slid down to the number 3 spot, but they're not weaklings. They're going with the silicoids. And the Meklar are sticking with the silicoids. we're definitely not ready to pick a side. As much tempting as it is to throw our 4 votes behind Granted, and just end the darn thing right now, we're not going to be suicidal. We're going to play it out. And since we've got 4, our population, it does now give us 4th place out of 6, which doesn't sound terrible when you think of that. But the leaders have 3 times as much as we do. Mershon have twice as many as we do. Yeah, we're not remotely close to being in this. And so that's going to do it. Really, all that's left of this game is to hope for a miracle. We're either going to get a miracle or we're going to get exterminated. It's just a matter of time. So we'll find out more about that next time. As always, thank you for watching. The 25th century, will be up next time. We'll see you then.